traffic out here. She's a minute or two out, so we're gonna hold up the meeting just a minute or two till she gets here.
She's gonna be more than a minute.
Yes.
Depending on where she is.
Somewhere to
My
find.
house,
He was just right up there by the old Walker Harbor, so
About 5 minutes.
it'll take her a few minutes to get here.
We should have set up I know. Next time, right?
no, a toll road.
Toll road.
It's hard to go southbound and northbound lane.
I never saw that.
Denise just said she's sitting in traffic in the ball field.
Traffic jam.
Down there. I've got one more.
There ain't never been a traffic jam in Deerfield.
I couldn't see you.
Could be the end of the world.
I hope you got enough bread and milk. Did you get enough bread and milk? I went to Walmart yesterday and they were shopping like it was a snowstorm
I
coming.
don't eat bread.
She said another 5 minutes. So she can see their township
I'll eat the people. And John, I'm not gonna park in front of you, there's nothing for me.
lawn and stuff up here. Anna. We might have some stragglers.
You guys vote. Is there one for Laura?
Yeah.
I guess we need some extra.
I just didn't want to take it over.
Okay.
It was full.
What do you own? Do you camp or do you have a house? You have a house on yeah, I remember Gary's side.
Is one of these in the building that's over there?
That would be here. These are the pumpkins that have to go in the existing building. This whole thing is the existing building. And that's the addition. Come in this door. Russians. Kitchen area. You're having a shower. That's the next thing.
Oh, okay, I know you mean that. Nice people.
She said she can see them.
So did you get any extra wrecks because of this? That's the one.
They had a place out here.
There'd be a lot of.
I'll wait for that.
She just pulled in.
You guys will be
Pretty nice right now. It is nice out there. It is kill all the way. Up and on that way. But you know what? Yep.
Spending all my summer working on stuff.
Up there by you. Yeah, he's got the blueprints and everything approved.
My son.
System approved and everything.
Longest ride to the town hall ever.
go over, we do have meeting minutes from March 11. I don't know if you all had a chance to review.
I did. I don't see any corrections or changes that I think need made.
Did you have the chance to review, Laura?
Yes.
All right. I did too. I'm fine with them as well. I'll make a motion to accept the March 11 meeting minutes as written.
I second it.
Yes?
We need a roll call vote. Laura? Yes. Ed?
Yes?
And Tiffany?
Yes. All right, and we also have financials. If everyone has had a chance to review.
I have, and I have one small thing on this. It's not anything we did, but we approved buying fenders for our trailer, the Leonard truck and trailer. We paid for them, they cashed the check. The fenders that we got aren't the right ones. So they are working with us to get them. I don't know if there'll be an additional charge or less money or whatever, but anyway, they're not the correct fenders, so. I'll know the next meeting, if there was an additional charge or less money, whatever it was, when we didn't receive the correct ones.
Hopefully they won't charge you more.
They shouldn't,
It's their mistake.
it's their fault, so they shouldn't.
Right. All right, well, do we want to hold off or do you want to move forward with approving now?
I'll make a motion, we accept financial pending that. I mean, we may have to make a small adjustment, but everything else is correct, so I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Go ahead, Ed.
Roll call vote. Ed?
Yes,
Sorry,
Laura?
Yes.
Yes?
Ed? Yes. Tiffany?
Yes. Any communications?
You guys have any? I do have one. It's from Sedgwick. It was our workman's comp. Billy. Premium $1,045. We need to make a motion to pay that. That's a service annual contract beginning 7/1/2024. There's a copy of it right there. If we approve it, Nancy will send a check, or Tracy will send a check out. Somebody will. Somebody will.
Tracy will sign it, I'll send it. I like that.
That's something we renew every year. I'll make a motion that we pay the Sedgwick workman's comp renewal notice in the amount of $1,045.
I'll second it.
Yes.
And roll call vote. Laura? Yes. Ed?
Yes?
And Tiffany?
Okay, Portage County Regional Planning Center notice there will be a hearing for a replat. Normally when they do this, I think there's 3 lots are going to turn into one down in the Kirkbride allotment down there. Kirkbride 2 and 3 addition, lot number 3 in Deerfield. Normally they take those small lots and they plot them into one lot. This is all up to the Regional Planning Commission, Portage County Engineer and the Portage County Commissioners, but they do send us a notice of this in case we want to attend a hearing. I've been to a couple of them, they're pretty boring to attend. They just go over the logistics of it and why they're doing it. What they do is they take 2 or 3 substandard lots, turn them into one lot that they can build on or put a septic on or whatever. And that's what's happening in this situation too. So, if anybody wants to go, it is a public meeting. I won't be attending this, but if you guys want to, you can.
Do you guys have to sign that and send it back?
I don't know, do we have to sign this? I don't know if we do or not. Nope, Health Department use and County Engineer use. This is just a notice to us.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do. Yeah, there's nothing for the township trustees to sign.
Okay.
All right, any other communications?
I have none.
All right. Public commentary, did we have anyone who wanted to speak? Who signed up?
I do.
You do?
Yep.
Okay. If you could come on up and tell us your name and...
I'm good right here. I would like to publicly thank the Deerfield Fire Department, especially Jason, Kylie, and the chief. I had a massive heart attack, and without the three of them, I might not be. The chief beat the squad there. They got me stable enough where I could get to the hospital and to downtown. There's been a lot of crap going on with the fire department over the last 6 months. But from what I've seen, this is the way it needs to operate, and I am proud to be a supporter of the fire department.
I'm glad you got the help you needed, and it looks like you're doing well, so I'm better. What's your name, sir?
Kenny.
Kenny Dries. And his wife called us. We're pretty much best friends with him. We get together, so we're out there too. Again, everybody was there. It was top notch. They did exactly what needed done. He spent a week laying in the hospital flat on his back before they could get him into UH Hospital in Cleveland and do what, quadruple bypass. And that's only been about 3 weeks now, and he's doing very good. So
Without them, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying because of them I'm still here, but because of them,
They got you where you needed to be.
Stood a better chance.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for coming. Anyone else? All right, we'll go on to department updates, road department and maintenance.
okay, road department. As you know, we were putting a truck together. We approved buying different things for it and everything. Since there was a month between meetings, we did end up with things we did have to buy. I did approve Gary purchasing Montez's credit card, so we could get that truck ready. We're going to be mowing here in the next week or two. We needed that to be roadworthy to do that. So I bought a couple of toolboxes for it and some wiring for the engine, electronic components that set that weren't working correct. And I don't know the amount. Nancy's got a check for them, I know that, but it was all stuff we had to have to get the truck roadworthy. So I'm gonna make a motion to reimburse Gary for the expenses he put on his own credit card so that we can get that ready to use.
I'll second that.
Yes.
TJ came back to work today. He was off quite a while. He came back in full work release today, so he is back to work.
Because of the eclipse.
Yes, he came back for that. Other than that, we don't need to purchase anything that I can remember from the road department, do we? We're good. This week, they're gonna get all the snow equipment off, pressure washed, oiled down, put back in storage. Gonna get all the trucks greased and everything ready to go. We've already approved buying road patch material. In the next meeting or two, we're gonna have some roads that we know we need to chip and seal, and hopefully we have prices by then that I can bring up. And Nancy, you know how much money we have available to do that then, so we'll have to kind of pick out what we, but the money that's available, we'll have to pick out the roads that we can chip and seal, patch, whatever we're gonna do. We'll know more the next meeting, so. We do have an appointment to take the same truck to K&D Trucking Thursday. There are some issues with it not running real well. It ran good today. We think it might be okay. It still has to go in. So I'd like permission to take it to K&D. It will run just fine, and all at once it'll start sputtering and missing, and sometimes it'll actually shut off. So it's a diesel. We think it's pulling fuel or air into the fuel somewhere. We're not sure, but if it need to, I'd like permission to take it to K&D Thursday to have him check it out.
We're talking about the same truck.
Same truck, yes. Hopefully they get it squared away by then, but if not, we have an appointment for K&D. And I
We use
know,
them quite a bit.
yeah,
Which truck is it?
that one the fire department gave to us, we turned into a cemetery truck. The F-350 Ford.
Show us a check.
So,
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we do that.
I'll second it.
I vote yes.
And roll call vote, Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yes.
That's all I have.
We have now 2 full-time and 2 part-time employees. Do we want to accept Gary's resignation? Sounds like we're fully staffed.
Yeah, he did verbally turn his resignation in, so I won't make the motion to accept it. I don't want him to resign, but we're gonna have to
We're
accept
gonna
it.
take
so-
it, you have to take it, yeah.
Yeah, so-
So, well, I'll make a motion that we accept his resignation.
I'll second it.
Yes,
Roll call vote. Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
yes.
and Tiffany.
Yes. All right. So we're good on road department. Anything else, Roger? How are things going? Good. All right. Buildings and grounds?
I got a call from Bobby Mix from Southeast Youth Soccer. They have low turnout this year for soccer, so they're just gonna use the Southeast fields, and they won't need to use the fields here.
Oh, wow.
No one's playing soccer.
Wow.
Maybe next year. All
Along with the buildings and grounds, we have a funeral, a full funeral tomorrow and a full funeral Wednesday. The ground, as everybody knows, is very wet. That's going to be a project doing that. Luckily, we did get our new ground protection boards that we put underneath it, but that's still going to be painted. But we do have those 2 funerals going on. Along with that, we have 2 chapels, Deerfield Chapel and Hartsel Chapel. Deerfield Chapel was built about 1997. If I remember correctly, the Hartsel Chapel was 2 years later, maybe. Does that sound right? 2, 3 years later? The original roofs are on them. Cemetery Association had meetings, 2 meetings. They are offering to pay to put a new roof on both chapels, so we don't have to worry about one. It came down to, there was quite a few estimates right there. Obviously, right away, some of them for pricing got thrown out, others for whatever reason, but they settled on a company named Mike Kimball Roofing, Deerfield Exteriors. Mike lives in Deerfield, born and raised here, done a lot of work for the township. He gave us a price of $9,000 to do the roof on both chapels, tear-offs, anything that needs done underneath there. And when he was done with that, he gave us a $2,500 discount, so the total price would be $6,500 for both roofs, which
Can't be found.
I want to thank the Cemetery Association for offering that money to us. So along with that, we do have to make a motion to accept that gift, and I would like to make that motion right now, that we accept the gift of the money from the Deerfield Cemetery Association for roof replacement of Deerfield and Hartsel Chapel.
And I'll second it.
Yes. And I believe the Cemetery Association is scheming some upcoming possible, they used to do a bazaar. I think there's been some talk. So I hope if the Cemetery Association comes up with any events, everybody will support that, because this was a wonderful gift, and they've given some gifts in the past too.
More buildings and grounds. We had a lot of rain, everybody know.
We gotta do roll call.
Oh, sorry.
Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes?
Tiffany.
Yes. I threw them off.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Along with that, we've had a lot of rain, everybody knows, a lot of water, a lot of flooding. No major flooding. We did have a drain at the Deerfield Cemetery, 12-inch drain underneath the middle of the driveway. It actually blew out in the middle of the driveway. They spent most of a whole day down there working on it. They cut a 4-foot piece out, had to reach up in, 10, 12 foot. The gravel and stone was up in there and pulled it back out. They did get it repaired and everything. We're hoping that's the only one. We do see a small hole a little further down the driveway. They haven't got a chance to look at that yet, but the guys got that taken care of already. There was a tremendous amount of water coming off Wall Brown's field, well, our field now that Wall Brown donated to us, and trying to make it away from our property. I mean, there's a huge amount of water there, but it happens. Neither one of the chapels flooded. They have flooded before inside. This time, neither one of them did flood, so. As far as buildings and grounds, within a couple weeks here, we're going to have to be mowing. I know it's wet, but we're going to have to get started here. So once that starts, that'll be hard and fast for 2 months, so we'll have to keep mowing and everything. We've already got our people planning to come back and everything, so that's really all I have for buildings and grounds or anything.
I've got a few things for buildings and grounds. We order flowers every year from D-Hops. Yeah, I don't know if you probably probably do need to vote on that, doing that again, and, it's never enough flowers, but, if we wanna make a motion to get our flowers, our annuals from the Hawks again this year.
Who's paying for them? Just,
The cemetery association pays for theirs.
we write the check and issue, they
And then
reimburse,
I
correct?
will, yeah.
They buy 50 every year.
So I will, yeah, if you make that motion, I'll agree to that based on them paying the township back that way.
They pay for their portion, and we get some, and we put them in the
Right.
circle and all of
Right,
that, so.
Yep,
All right. I'll move to do that then.
Okay, I'll second that.
and I vote yes.
And roll call vote. Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yes.
I have one question on that. Did you guys order the great big hanging baskets? What colors did you get?
They're ordered and planted, and there'll be some purples in it, some whites in it, some pinks in it.
Pinks and purples?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just trying to
There
coordinate.
are
Yes.
two lines on it again.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they're pinks and purples?
Yes.
All right.
and there'll be some white
I
in it.
called them last year and asked and tried to coordinate as best we could, because the first year we did the red geraniums and the pink flowers and just,
Okay. Coordination.
and, something else we talked about in the past is, to, refinish the floor in here, because we wanted to wait until winter was over, all the tracking and of mud and everything. I did have a gentleman come up today, from Dunright Janitorial. He was recommended from Sylvia, who does our cleaning here, to strip, seal, and put 5 coats of wax on all the floors, including the kitchen and the bathroom. He could do for $2,800. Or he could just do the hall this year and come back next year and do the rest, and he would do just the hall here for $1,800. Nancy seemed to think that that was a lot less than we had paid years past.
It's less.
I thought it was more. I thought we only paid 2,200 last time, or 23, but it's been more than 2 years. It's been more than 2 years, so.
Yeah.
But he could come in on, we have a whole weekend in May where the hall is not rented, and he could get it done over that weekend, so it wouldn't interrupt anyone's rental of the hall. So, just if we want to do that, he's available to do it.
It does need done. I don't know, should we get more prices than one or not?
They do Edinburgh's and some of the other townships. He does stuff for the fairgrounds. He seems to be reputable.
And
If you,
Edinburgh is really happy with the job.
I'm okay with it. It does need done.
if you want to get other quotes, we can, but we probably wouldn't get them in time to get it done.
It definitely
when
needs
it's
done. I'm not
empty.
opposed to doing that. Do we have the money in the budget to pay for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we have Dunright Janitorial do, you want to do, might as well just do it all.
I think do it all while he's here, do it all.
Okay, for $2,800. And he promised we would be very happy with his work. He said he would clean the rails and all that, do all of it, so. She's checking the kitchen to see what it looks like.
Was that locked?
Yeah, it was.
Is this door locked? I know we've always, when we get the floor done, we always get the hallways done, the bathrooms done, the kitchen, everything done at one time. I don't think we should piecemeal. I think for guys here, we need to do everything.
Yeah, they need.
So I'll make a motion that we hire Dunright Janitorial for $2,800 to strip seal and put 5 coats of wax on all the floors, and he'll do that May 11th and 12th. So we'll have to block that out on the calendar.
I'll second that.
Yes.
Roll call vote. Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yes. Alright. Anything else for buildings and grounds?
No, but the road department, I do have one more thing. The guys built a basket over the winter that fits on the forks of our tractor that we can lift up, we can cut limbs off trees, we can put banners up with it, whatever. In order for us to use that and be OSHA compliant, we need to have a lanyard and a harness system. We do not have one. It's set up for that, but we have to buy a lanyard and harness. It's going to be somewhere in the area between $400 and $450 for that right there. Once we get it, we'll have it forever. But I would like to make a motion that we purchase that so that we can use that basket.
The basket's on what? On the tractor?
You put it on the forks of the tractor and secure it to that, then you can go down the road and cut tree limbs off, you can hang the banners up on there with, we can get up and clean our
A
spouting.
makeshift bucket truck.
Yeah, but it's OSHA approved because when they put it on the forks, they have screws that are secured to the forks. The sides are all built and everything, all we need to have to be compliant is that harness and lanyard.
At Sansel's Supply in Cleveland.
What's that?
The Sansel's Supply in Cleveland's the cheapest place to buy them.
Yeah, you might want to look around it, because you know where I work. I didn't hear what you said.
It's $150.
$150. I mean, we could vote to approve up to 400, 450 and just try to get a better deal if that moves things along.
Just a harness, we can buy the harness itself for $150, but that's not the lanyard and stuff included, so.
Right,
I
cheap.
mean, we're not gonna just do that, this just came up today, so we will get prices, but that's through the Greensburg catalog where I got those prices right there. So if we can, obviously, we can find something more reasonable price, that's where we're going.
You said Sansel's?
Yeah,
Do you know where they are?
downtown Cleveland.
All right, we'll contact them.
They
I just
are.
wanted, because we don't have a meeting for another month, and I don't want to wait a month because we need to get our banners and stuff up, and we need to be able to do that when we get ready. But
Oh, use them for the.
we will look around and not just purchase that if we can find the same thing, less money.
All right. Anything else for buildings and grounds?
We gonna approve
You gotta
that?
make a
Oh,
motion.
Yeah, make a motion.
I'll make that motion that we purchase that lanyard and harness.
Okay, Ed made the motion.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Roll call vote. Laura?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes. All right, are we good to move on? Fire department?
For the month of March, we had 29 calls, 21 medicals, 3 fire calls, 2 service calls, 3 motor vehicle accidents, and we're at 77 calls for the year.
You said 29 total.
29 for the month, yes. Under the apparatus section, engine 14, when they started it up today, was blowing oil out of the exhaust. I think we need to get it looked at. K&D is probably the best place to do it. We have a contract with them just to make sure we're not blowing the turbo out or something, because that's our only issue. So I'd ask if we could get a hold of them and see if we can get it looked at.
With him bringing that up, which I forgot about, if we do agree to take it in there, I will call them and ask them to let us bring the fire apparatus in on Thursday rather than our township truck. That's more important that we do that. And we have our appointment set up, so I'm going to ask them if they'll get it in first and then reschedule ours. I'll make a motion that we take that to K&D Trucking and get it checked out.
I second it.
Yes.
And if you will, we'll take that in Thursday in place of the road department truck.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes?
Tiffany?
Yes.
Next thing, we have 2 officer positions currently open. We have an EMS and fire position. We did post the job. We got people that applied. We did interview them, and we would like to recommend that for the EMS part of it, Kaylee Polk is appointed as the EMS lieutenant, and Todd Bardelli for the fire lieutenant position.
These are new positions.
We've approved that position, they've been there, but they've not been.
Not been filled.
Not for a long time.
Okay.
Do you want the job? Is Kaylee here?
Kaylee's here again. Do you want the job?
There you are.
I'll make a motion that we accept the fire chief's recommendation of those 2 people for the job.
I'll second it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Roll call. Okay. You got it? Okay, roll call vote. Laura?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And Tiffany?
Thank you. We are in the process of replacing the prop on the boat. Mark Van, back when he was trustee, agreed that he would donate one. He has produced it. John is actually getting it installed as we speak, so that should be good stuff this week, John.
Yeah.
You
Got
said
all the
that-
parts and pieces
Well,
now.
He brought everything today, I'll put it on tomorrow, we'll have it.
New prop. That prop over there, they were out in the low water, it hit the bottom a couple of times, and there's some nicks out of it.
And we did take the nicks out of it and straighten it as best we can, but it costs more to send it out to have it fixed than you buy a new one.
And I think the new prop's got a little different pitch.
No,
Make it
it's
look-
all the same,
pitch.
they're
I thought
all
we
the
were gonna
same.
change the pitch and make it ride in the water better.
Just
Yeah.
keep the old one as a backup and.
Yes.
Yep, we're gonna use
Yes,
the old one for a spare.
Mark's donating, that correct?
Correct. So that should be done this week. Last thing I have on my list is, we've had an employee that's been suspended for 140 days now. We need to figure out what's going on so we can figure out how we can solve this issue one way or another, however it is. I don't know the answer. I know initially they said it would be 2 weeks, now we're 120 days as of today, and we could use it back.
And I think we're on the hook for quite a expense for lawyers going in somewhere in the area, $9,000 or $10,000, I'm going to guess already. And we don't have an answer yet, so.
I tried to call her today and didn't get a call back. A few weeks ago, I understood we were still waiting for the forensic results. But I'm a little frustrated with the length of it as well.
I'm asking if you guys could push it somehow to figure out.
I will-
Like I said, we're almost at $10,000 now, taxpayer money.
Yeah, I don't know what they.
Well, I have no idea what we're up to. I haven't seen anything.
So you,
It's about, yeah, it's just shy of 10,000.
But I mean, I haven't seen any results. I haven't gotten anything from the investigation.
Me neither.
So, maybe, if you want to call, I can call because last I heard we were speaking with the gentleman from Otarma to help with the forensic end, but that's the last I heard.
Yeah, and that's really the last I heard. I have talked to the Tarma attorney since then, and he was gonna try to push it along. He was actually gonna have her send whatever investigation she completed to him. He said there's something else they want to investigate. I'm not sure what it is, so, but
I
again,
will make
it's
it
been
my
a long
mission
time.
this week to push and see if we can, I think that the timing is ridiculous. And, I don't want all of that investigation to go to waste. I'd like to see what they have, but I will push this week.
okay, that's all I have.
One thing, that pumper should be put, or the tanker should be put out, the pumper should be put out of service until Thursday. If it takes the turbo out, it's gonna drop a valve and you're gonna have a lot more than what the turbo is. So that's what you make that decision, I'm not telling you what can happen.
All right,
Give it what his suggestion is before you get it in.
okay. All right. Good
This
point.
is the same comfort that's gonna
I have
be
something for the fire department. This Sunday from 2 to 4, we are having a retirement party for Chuck Little and for Mr. McCoy, Tim McCoy. And there's going to be food and cake and desserts and drinks and music. And I really hope we'll have a big showing from the community. You know, between them, they've got like 70 years on our fire department, so I hope it will be a fun, happy day where everyone can kind of come and celebrate. I've been collecting pictures, the fire association is helping, we've got a nice party planned, so I really hope we have a nice turnout. There's a flyer on social media, and I think we're working on getting some hung up around town, but I just really hope that we get a good showing for that, because it should be a nice day. And hopefully that will be a fun day.
And that's this Sunday,
This Sunday. 2 to 4. 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Everyone is welcome.
Right here.
Right here.
I heard the food's gonna be good.
Yeah. So,
What I read, it said Tim McCoy had 19 years. I thought he had more than that. Doesn't Tim have more than 19 years?
Who?
Tim McCoy. Didn't he have more than 19 years? Maybe not. I don't know. Seemed to me he was out
That's
a long
about
time.
right.
I could be right. I know Chuck's got a half a century plus.
I would say about, probably somewhere right around
Okay,
here.
I just thought he'd been here longer than that, so.
No,
Good deal.
So, come on, come on.
We'll get Tim to put that on the sign up there, unless it already is.
I asked him today, so I.
Okay, so it may already be on there.
If you sit traffic long enough, you might be able to see it quite a few times.
Because he can take the township trustee meeting off and put that on right at his place real quick.
There you go, real quick.
Yeah.
And on the flyer, they didn't break it down, they just said over 70 years of combined
Yeah.
service.
So,
Good
and
deal.
I don't know if we need to bring this up today or not, but Memorial Day Parade, do we, I mean, we have another meeting before, and just kind of cutting it close. Do we need to discuss that, set a time, or anything like that?
There are some things we should discuss. Nancy's gonna call the state patrol. We talked about this at our civics meeting.
I write the letters.
Okay, so she always does that. One change I'd like to see, the lining up and the staging of the people to come and everything. I would like to ask our fire department if they would officially take that over. They've been doing it the last several years. Will you guys take care of the lineup and everything at the station there and everything, between the officers and the members? I know Brian Allison stepped up several times and did it, because Bill Westover couldn't make it there in time and all that, so Brian did it. They've been doing it, and it always starts at the fire department anyway, so I would like to ask the fire department if they would take over that responsibility of the staging and everything. And I'll help with that too. I know who went where historically and all that stuff.
We'll take care of the lineup.
Southeast Bend's always there, Edinburgh there, Seaman will probably have some people. Maybe they won't, I don't know. The ball teams will be there, so we'll have quite a parade. And urge everybody to come out for that and see that. It's actually a very good time seeing everybody come together for that, so.
I don't know if we need to establish a time, or do we do that at the next meeting?
Usually starts at 9.
Lineup starts at like 8, and the parade starts at 9.
That's what we've been doing. That's
Because I
exactly
think
what we've been doing.
all the parades in the county are kind of
And yeah.
Synchronized.
synchronized. Thank you.
And then when they get down there, a lot of people leave right away at Deerfield to go to Edinburgh or wherever their second parade is, so
Well,
yeah.
the band has to go.
The band has to
Because
go.
they go to Edinburgh, so that's
Yeah,
why
they're
they
next,
fly.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, you
The
probably.
Legion guides go also. Right.
Yes.
Right.
They have to work.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention it so we could get that in stone, so that whoever
Sure.
wants to participate can ready themselves. But that's all I have for the fire department.
Okay, one more thing. The last meeting, we brought up about the addition we wanted to put in the back with restrooms in it and showers and laundry facilities. What was brought up at the last meeting, and there could be people back there, we need kitchen facilities. So I'm back to the architect, and he included a kitchen area in his drawing, his diagram right here and everything. So we need to, if this is okay with you guys, I gave members of the fire department copies of this. You guys have any major corrections you'd like to see, or can we make this work? We actually need to get moving forward with this. That is just outside.
This is 224.
No, this is 224 up here.
Ed,
The bunk rooms are inside.
but two questions.
Yes,
So currently, we're talking.
can you come up? I can't hear you. I've got an ear infection, I'm sorry.
I can talk louder. We have an extractor that's currently in the main station, and it was discussed among some of the members to keep the extractor, part of the laundry, in the main station to keep from contamination near the bunk rooms, the bathrooms, and all that stuff. Because you have to bring in your contaminated gear to that space, which is right by the kitchen. So we talked about keeping the extractor currently where it's located, so that you can come in, drop your gear off up front, but then still do stuff in the back. Does that make sense? Keeping the contamination.
Carcinogens and-
As opposed to.
Sure, yeah.
Cancer in our kitchen.
Yeah, we can do that, because the new septic is going to be hooked into that building up there too, so no reason we can't do that. We should plan for it in this structure back here though, and then just use the space for something else until such time we would move it back there or whatever. Because this is here doesn't mean we have to do it, but it has to show up in the blueprints and all the engineering and everything. And then if we don't use it, that's kind of up to us. But if you guys are okay with this, I'd like to give the architect permission, which we've already approved paying him, he has to hire an engineer to put all the heating in, electrical in, that type of stuff. They have to get their part of the drawing in, which will be an additional charge above and beyond the architect that we knew was going to be. And I can have a price of what that's going to cost the next meeting. But if everybody's kind of happy with this, I would like to ask our architect to move forward so we can get started on this.
I make a motion.
Scott, you okay with it?
Are you good? I make a motion that you check with your architect.
I'll second that.
Yes.
Roll call vote, Laura,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes?
and Tiffany.
Yes.
Along with the sketch then, he also sketched in, we need to have bunk rooms and everything. We have money to pay for those, so he did just kind of sketch that in there. At this point in time, that's not included in this project. If we move forward, it will be, I think he'll absorb it in his architectural fee if he designs that for us. But structural engineer that has to do, again, the heating system stuff, I know they're going to charge us to do their part of it, but I think the architect's just going to throw it in with his, so.
This drawing is much bigger than see.
Yes, yeah. So,
Okay.
All right.
And one more thing with the fire department, and I was hoping Derek would be here because we had, did you have a copy of that policy?
Not a hard copy.
Yeah, I don't either, so I guess we'll have to hold off. Derek was drafting, an addition to the manual about the drug and alcohol policy since we're, testing people with the FEMA money. And I would have liked to have gotten that approved today. I was hoping he was gonna be here.
Yeah, I don't have a hard copy, I just have a copy.
I just have a text picture of it, so that's all I have. So we will bring that to, I'll see if I can get him to email it, and I'll email it, get it emailed to everybody, and we can have a look at it before the next meeting. And that's all.
I do have one more thing to bring up. I know we talked about this before. We do have a new fiscal officer. She's been going to a lot of schools and everything, and things they're telling her that we need to do and should do, have to do, could do, might want to think about doing. One of the things is our record storage room up there. This building was designed with that front room up there to be a record storage room. It's got fire-rated walls in it, the vents in the ceiling to heat in case of fire or smoke automatically closed to protect the records, which is the most important thing in a township or any government, is the records. Well, over the years in that records room, we have paper towels stored in there, we have toilet paper stored in there, we have soap stored in there, we have a floor scrubber stored in there, and we have a floor buffer stored in there. Both the floor scrubber and the buffer have to be plugged in, they're battery operated. So we're asking for problems by keeping that floor scrubber and buffer in there. Those batteries that they could overheat, they could catch fire, and be when nobody was here, and that's right in our record storage room and everything. So we need to get those out of there, which isn't a problem getting them out of there. We've made shelves out in the other room for the bathroom supplies, things like that. Problem is, we need to have some place to put that floor polisher and the floor scrubber.
It's big.
It's big. The only place I can see to put it is in this closet right here. There's room in there to do it. However, there is stuff in there that does not belong to the township, and it's taken up a huge amount of space, actually. There's two different groups that have stuff in there. We need to ask them to take that out of there by the end of April so that we can utilize that storage for things we have to do here. There's no other place to put that buffer and polisher.
It's the chorus.
The chorus, they've got all their music stands in there, the big bench in there, it takes up one whole corner. And there's a big white cabinet in there, wheels. Honestly, I don't know whose it is, I'm
I
guessing.
think that belongs to,
I'm guessing it's for the Historical Society dance.
well, I think that belongs to the chorus, but they use it for the dance, I think.
I mean, unfortunately, we have to get that stuff out of there, we have to protect our records. And
Yeah.
they stress that at the schools in Columbus, that records are the most important thing.
Right.
And we're asking for problems in there. Number one, there's water in those machines when they're in there. Number two, we're plugging in a charger to charge the battery in a closed sealed room in there. If one of those, our records are gone, and then we're deep poo-poo, excuse my French.
Ed, when we built that, there was nothing supposed to be in there but
Right.
for records.
That was a
No-
record
no
storage
electronics,
room.
no nothing in there.
It's on the blueprints as such too.
Exactly right.
And over the years, we've just,
Nothing was supposed to be stayed, kept in there but records.
So I don't want to have to make them take it out right now, but I would like to ask those two, or let them two know that whoever's that is, by the end of April, I would think would be a reasonable amount of time for them to get their stuff out of here.
I think there's a plastic tote in there that belongs to the historical society.
Yeah, anything in there that doesn't belong to the township,
Yeah.
for the most part, needs to be out here. We need room. I mean, they got those little narrow cabinets up against the wall. I'm okay with them being there. They've been there for years. And then we still have room for our stuff, but that big cabinet on wheels and all the music stands and platforms and microphone stands and all that stuff. You can't walk in there. You have to move something to get in to get the stuff we need, so.
The problem is, there's nothing labeled and it's locked, so you can't
Right.
even see what it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, again, it was just put in there, and here we are. So I'd like to make a motion that we ask those groups, or instruct those groups, whatever, however you want to word it, that by the end of April, anything that does not belong to the township, that they remove from our premises.
I'm fine with that. We just need to notify whoever it is so they know to come and get it.
Well, chorus would be
Mr. West.
Bill Westover. Yeah, and
Historical
again,
Society,
Oh,
I'll
Sally,
tell
a big white cabinet on wheels, I don't know who's this.
I'm sure one of them knows. I mean, if it's not theirs, they probably know who they're.
Kate said it's the band. I think it's the chorus.
Yeah.
There's the
course.
town,
Bill Webster.
the old town.
So I'll make that motion that we ask them and instruct them, however you want to word it, to remove anything that does not belong to the township by the end of April.
I'll second.
yes,
Roll call vote. Laura?
yes.
Ed?
Yes.
And Tiffany.
Yes. Do we want to
Do
send
we
a
want to
letter or?
notify them in writing, or what do we want to do? Regular mail, certified mail, phone calls,
I think regular mail would suffice.
This is good.
I'm good with that, so. Somebody will have to draft up a letter and address it and mail it. All three of us should sign the letter.
Do you have addresses for those associations?
We got Bill Westover's address.
I've got his home address.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. I think if you would, somebody would draft that to just basically that effect due to, storage needs for the township that we need to remove, and leave a line for all three of the trustees to sign that.
I'll draft
Before
a
we
letter
mail it.
unless somebody else wants to.
No, I'm good with
And
you
then
going.
I'll just leave a copy of it on the desk, and you guys, I'll just text you when it's done, so you guys can have a look at it and sign it. I don't mind drafting a quick letter.
I have nothing else.
Any old business or new business that we haven't discussed? Okay. And any other public commentary? I guess we didn't really have the sign up, but we'll just swing it today. Sure.
One question, is any roofs gonna get paid this year? Watson, Newtown?
Well, that's what I talked about earlier. We're gonna get quotes to do that and see how much money we have and see what we're gonna do. Fewtown, I'll tell you, Fewtown will get done. I'm not sure Watson will. Watson is not all that bad as compared to Fewtown, back where you're at. Needs a lot of patching, needs a double chip and seal on it.
Right where we're at, okay, it's fine.
But getting to there,
Yeah.
where the houses are being built, and trucks and everything, it's breaking up. We know that, yeah. That will get done. I'm not sure about Watson's gonna get done. Bandy coming in the other end is in very bad shape. That, at the minimum, that needs a double chip and seal. Now, we didn't do any chip and seal last year because of weather, and it got late, so we should have. Is all that money still there, Nancy? Most of that money that we were gonna use last year will still be in the roads department. And then, when will you guys know when we get new money? When's that come in for the road department that we can use for a road project?
We usually get a good bid every month from the gas tax.
Okay,
The road and bridge money comes in twice a year, and it'll come in, we already got it for the first
Okay.
half, but we'll get the second half in August.
we do have money in a grant that we received, it's here. It has to be earmarked by the end of December of this year, and has to be used by the end of December next year. That money, initially, you guys weren't for sure, but we agreed to use that money for our fire department project and the septic well up there. There will be some money left over after that, so we can revisit that once we find out what the project's gonna cost us at the department. Then we can probably do some more road repair patch or whatever. But Viewtown is one it's probably gonna get a double chip and seal at the minimum. It needs help. Probably next week, you guys will be down and doing some patching and stuff. We actually went and looked at it today, again. So we do know that.
You gonna get with Mahoney County or German Church this year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all we need is about $650,000 and they'll pay for that whole thing.
Never have.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, anything else?
I have nothing.
Any other commentary?
I'd like to make a commentary, because I'm still kind of confused. But I'm feeling better in regards to what we've all been through these last few months. And coming to the trustee meetings of 3 hours long, twice, we had some real issues, more so than I've seen since I moved here. Now I'm hearing positive, which is great. I'm seeing more firemen and firewomen. That is great. Hearing positive stories, not stories, but events that have happened. But Dean, you put me over the edge when you brought up about this new expansion to the fire department. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, and I almost said it out loud, why are we doing that? We don't have firemen. What are we building and beds and kitchens and this, and not, and I'm like, who are we building this for? But now, has all of that turned itself around, and now we, again, are having a fire department such as, I wasn't for or against anyone, just for the fact where I live, where I pay taxes, I want to feel safe that, again, I have had a stroke. I know how imperative it is to get that help there. So hearing your story really, really helped. But could you give us an idea? I mean, what is our department now? Who's there? Whereas we used to have someone there, right?
Yeah, if I can say a couple things before you do. Number one, we have a fire school that's completed. How many went through that? 6, 7?
6, yes.
6 completed the fire school. They still have testing to take and stuff, I assume.
Firemen are all.
They're all good to go other than one. I know the one, he'd probably be able to get his done now.
Now he can.
As we're speaking, there is a EMT class going up there. There's what, 8 people in it? EMR, emergency medical responder. That's going on up there right now. We've got 8 or 9 people taking that class right now. That's got about another 5 weeks to go. How many weeks? 10 people. All right, 10 people in the class. We've got another 4 or 5 weeks of classes. 3. All right, so another 3 weeks of classes. Hopefully all of them pass, which they will. I guess the instructor is great. I went up the other night and thanked them all for doing this and told them we appreciate it. So all those ones that I talked to have indicated that they're wanting to work some hours in Deerfield and help Deerfield out. Maybe one won't, but the rest of them are indicating that, yeah, we're gonna work hours, we're gonna help and everything, so.
I'd like to add to that too, because, when they built that fire station, I think the plan was always to do an addition, and I wasn't here when they did that, so I can only, kind of explain that we really have some basic necessities that that fire station does not have. I mean, right now, our firefighters can't even come back and wash their laundry before they go home. The kitchen is really very small. There's not 2 bathrooms. There's not a proper bunk space. So the plan, if I can speak for that, is that was always the plan, to do that, to give them that adequate space that they need. And with some of the funding that we have, that's going to help with some of that. But the goal is that we have both bunks filled with people. I don't know that we're 100% there yet, That was always the goal, was to add those things from the beginning, if I'm not speaking out of turn.
And this isn't a huge project per se, but right now the guys have no showers. Our septic system is substandard. This whole project will include a brand new, up-to-date septic system. There's no well up there right now, it's a cistern. Can't drink the water, can't use it for anything. So in order to put a septic system in, which we have the blueprints and everything for the septic system, the engineering standards, we have to put this addition on. The county will not let us put a septic system in and then sit there and wait 2 or 3 years to hook it in somewhere. This is the first step to getting all that stuff done. There was a group prior to this, they had quite a bigger addition than this. They had a $650,000 addition planned, which I was not for in any way, shape, or form. I mean, this is going to be, I don't know how, 150,000, 200, I don't know, for everything, septic included. Once we
Really
get bids
basic
out, we'll know.
Necessities. Exactly, and we always supported our fire department. We support our school levies. I mean, but the problem was the fact, okay, word was out in our town, we didn't have a fire department.
Were they all FACSO, or was it one group of people getting their thing out front of everybody else and then everybody ran with that? Yeah.
But we have to hear that things are going on.
And that's
Positive note.
that's what you need, and we really need, because what everyone is saying, I'm sitting here thinking, well, good luck getting people to vote for that. You know, because in their minds, there's nobody at the fire department, you can go by, how many times a day? I don't go by the fire department. But if they're thinking, well, we go past the fire department all the time, there isn't anybody there, everybody quit, everybody left, and now you want those people to vote for an addition onto the fire department, that's gonna be.
Again, sometimes perception is not exactly what's happening either.
Right.
There was a lot of misperception out
I
there.
think we need to get more positive.
Ask Scott how many times in the last month since our last meeting that we've had to call for mutual aid.
One. And that one time, we had to call for mutual aid, we called for a driver.
We had a car accident, 10 people showed up for a car accident. Our people, right here in
10
Deerfield.
people on every one of our calls, like even medical.
That's awesome, and Scott, that's what I want to see.
And so do I.
I'm tired of all of the, and my kids, saying, Mom, what's going on out there?
And that site that's being posted on is not part of the fire department. Any of them is not
Right.
part of us, so.
Even if it says Deerfield, it's not part of the fire department. That
We
is,
have one
Anybody can
Deerfield
put
fire
anything
page
on
that we
Facebook.
post. And other than
And it
that,
doesn't
like
mean
Deerfield
it's
got the
so.
page.
There's no
We have-
volunteer department that has perfect staffing, but there's certainly a lot of effort being made to
Well, you
staff.
have to admit, Tiffany, perfect staffing was, we were like down to Zippo.
Palmyra and Edinburgh both have called us in the last week asking
We
for
had a lot of turnover.
manpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palmyra and Edinburgh in the last week have both contacted us for manpower and mutual aid, haven't they, Scott? And I get the calls on my phone and everything, and other areas, so they're in the same situation, they don't have people either.
They're not paying for it.
Yeah.
It's not just here, that township's $1 million fire department, they can't find people.
Yeah.
And they pay her, that's a paid department, and they cannot find anybody to come work.
Just like bus drivers, can't find them because
You gotta get involved.
So if you know anybody in the township that would like to join us, we'll put them through.
Alicia, do you have something?
You gotta find out if you get permission to talk to the boss back there.
The members right now, they put on a family night 2 or 3 weeks ago. Training, they combined the family night and training into one night up there. They fed people that showed up, they had a training night, had a scavenger hunt, so people, they're gonna have, I think you guys are gonna do something like that again, and so.
I would say also the staffing, if you look at our schedule, it's pretty full. We have some open spots because only, like, 2 of us pretty much work full-time hours. I staff 48 hours, she's doing, that's picking up hours, we have 5 days a week, absolutely, there all the time, now life happens, you have lives, so sometimes we have to call off. But we're there, and we're dedicated, and there's a handful of people that are dedicated workers that go there, see everything, so there are people that are savvy. What you see people that are not, sometimes we get dropped off. So there's a fire department, we're strong, we had a family event, today we staffed the station full for every apparatus to be taken, so that way in case anything were to come up.
For the eclipse apocalypse.
How many do you have for the eclipse today? 10 people working on the equipment today, just for the eclipse, so. Good things are happening, they really are happening, they are happening.
Progress, work in progress. Anything else?
We're right away.
All right, well, I will move that we adjourn our meeting and pay our bills.
There's something.
Yes.
It's already by the state.